Amy the Angry Yogi here. Let's do some yoga. Just come to a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. And bring your hands to your heart. Take a full inhale. And slowly exhale through the mouth. Feel your ribs and your heartbeat. And let's sink down into this area and send ourselves some love during this practice. Take a full inhale and a cleansing exhale through the mouth. Release the hands. Lift the arms on an inhale. Exhale, right palm comes to the mat. We're stretching up and over, looking through the arm towards the ceiling. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand down, stretching over to the left, opening the right rib cage. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Exhale down towards the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, we're coming up onto the knees. Our shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Our hips are directly over the knees. On an inhale, we're lifting the chin, opening the collarbone, letting the belly hang low. Exhale, tuck your chin, push your shoulders to the ceiling. Bring the tailbone under. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, come to a neutral spine, and we're walking our palms out as far as you can get them, and then sink down. So we're trying to open the shoulders and get our chin on the floor. This is a really hard pose to get into, so just come where you can and meet your body. The shoulders are going to be very guarded here, and we're trying to wait for that stretch reflex to stop fighting us. On an inhale, we're walking our palms back. I forgot to shut the bathroom door and the toilet runs. Anyway, inhale, lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, come down, feed it under the right, left cheek to the floor. Option to straighten the right arm or fold it behind you. Exhale, right palm back to the mat. On an inhale, we lift, slow and controlled, up towards the ceiling. Exhale to neutral. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, come down, slowly feed it under the left, cheek to the mat. Do the same thing with your left arm. Exhale, left palm back to the mat. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, down. We're tucking our toes. On an exhale, push the heels back, hips back. Arms lengthen, ears away from the shoulders. We're trying to get our feet flat on the floor, but it's okay if you can't. Also, if you need to bend both your knees, that's fine. Listen to your body here. We're trying to distribute the weight evenly between all hands and feet. Now, on an inhale, we're just shifting our weight forward to plank. And we're gonna hover here. So we're kind of in a high hollow body plank. Look forward. On an exhale, push your weight back. Downward facing dog. We're gonna do this a few times to really get into the transition here of how it should feel. So our feet are flat here. We're pushing into the palms, but the weight is evenly distributed. Inhale, we're coming up on our toes so that we can shift forward into plank. Our hollow body, shoulders are pushing up. Exhale, sink back on the feet. Downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, come up on the toes. Shift the weight forward, hollow body. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can bring your knees to the mat. Sink your hips back to your heels and lower your forehead to the floor. So we're taking child's pose here. Option 2, bring your arms behind you. Allow your forehead to sink into the mat. Maybe just roll side to side. Massage the face. Our muscles are tight. If you get headaches, try doing this. Get some blood flow to the brain. Your arms are behind you, bring them forward. On an inhale, we're walking our palms over to the right side. Exhale, lower back to the floor. Continue to breathe deeply. Inhale, walk all the way over to the left. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, walk the palms back to center. Exhale, shift your weight forward. We're coming back to tabletop, tucking the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, up on the toes, come forward, high plank. Now this time we're gonna transition down to baby cobra. Wait, no. I don't know what I'm talking about. Chaturanga. So on an exhale, we're sinking to the mat. So if you hover in chaturanga, you're coming here. Elbows are tucked, so all your weight is still supported. Now, if you can't do that, you sink belly, chest, chin. Palms come close to the body. Inhale. If you're doing baby cobra, you're just lifting the upper body. Lower body is relaxed, but there's no weight in your hands. So it's like your ribs and your core are engaged and pulling the shoulders back is helping lift you up. Now, the alternative to that is up dog. So we sink to the floor, belly, chest, chin, or we're hovering in chaturanga. So I'm going to show you from chaturanga. So from a hover, so we're here hovering. See my feet, how my weight is kind of pushed back? Now, when I come forward to up dog, I'm pushing forward on my toes and up. So my legs are never touch the mat. I mean, they're not supposed to touch the mat. Sometimes if you're tired, that you'll drag. But this is up dog. So my feet are pushing into the floor. My shoulders are pushing up and back. My core is engaged, and my lower butt and legs are engaged. Exhale, drop the knees. We're shifting back. Take a child's pose, because that made me tired. Okay. Few deep breaths. All right, inhale, come forward, all fours. So we're gonna do that again. So if you're taking the modification, then come all the way to the floor, belly, chest, chin, and then push to up dog. No, baby cobra. See, this is why I don't use the proper pose names, because I never remember them and I mix them up and I call them the wrong thing. So what I'm gonna tell you to do is to listen to your body and do what feels right. So you're either coming to the floor and just lifting your upper body, or if you're feeling strong and if you want a bit of a workout, then you're gonna hover in chaturanga and then come forward, pulling through up off the mat without letting your legs touch down. That's the goal. Okay, but remember, it's yoga practice, it's never yoga perfect, and you might do one thing today and another thing tomorrow. It doesn't matter. Just don't judge yourself. Okay, so let's do the whole thing. So we're gonna push into downward facing dog, tuck the toes, exhale, hips back. You don't wanna overextend the shoulders. Okay, our feet are flat on the mat or close to it. On an inhale, come up on the toes, shift the weight forward, hover, high plank. On an exhale, your choice, belly, chest, chin, or come down, chaturanga. If you're pushing through to up dog, inhale, come forward on the feet. Full body's engaged. Exhale, knees to the mat. We're just sinking down, child's pose. All right. Inhale, come to tabletop. So we're gonna string this all together. And the final step is, if you're coming from up dog back to downward facing dog, the goal is, again, to push up over the toes. Sometimes I can't do it, but let me explain. So we're coming down to up dog, right? So everything's engaged. Now, ideally, you're supposed to, on your exhale, we're pushing up, so our hips are coming up, and we're coming up over the toes and back. I can generally only do it if I do one foot at a time. I'm not to the point where I can do both feet at the same time. Okay, so we're gonna put the whole thing together. If you wanna do the modification, do it. I'm gonna cue the full poses. So, we're downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the toes. We're coming forward, high plank, hover. Exhale, sink, belly, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, come forward, push over the feet. We're lifting off the mat. Exhale, hips come back, feet plant. Downward facing dog. Exhale, come to your knees, and we're gonna come to seated. I just think it's fun to drill. Well, I mean, maybe it's not fun, but I think it's important to kind of do some repetitive stuff every now and then. Because then you can really, that's how I feel like you really start to learn your technique and the proper way to do things. Because when I'm doing a flow and we're not really like pausing so you can see like what the movement's supposed to feel like. I'm rambling again. Sorry. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, we're hinging forward at the hips, placing our palms to the mat wherever you are so that your hips are still planted on the floor. And from here, we're just melting down. Let your head hang heavy. Make sure your jaw is loose. Inhale, slowly lift one vertebra at a time. Uncross your legs and then cross them the opposite way. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. When you come to your edge, plant the palms. On an exhale, we're lowering down. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, we're rolling up to center. From here, we'll do some neck stretches. On an exhale, allow right ear to right shoulder. Turn your nose towards the right armpit. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. And turn your nose towards the left armpit. Inhale back to center. So I think we should do our flow one more time since we've been practicing it. And yeah, so let's come to standing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders pull back, pelvis is under. Exhale, hands to the mat. Hop or jump your feet back to plank. Exhale down to chaturanga or belly, chest, chin. Inhale forward, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale over the toes, downward facing dog. One more for good measure. From downward facing dog, inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Bring the knees wide, toes together. Sink the hips back. Wide-legged child's pose. This is how we will take our Shavasana today. Take time to connect with your breath and thank your body for everything it does for you every single day. When you're ready, press your weight into your palms so you can walk yourself back. And meet me at seated. Hands back to the heart. And think of something that you have gratitude for. It can be anything big or small. And thank you for joining me again. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your, I don't know what day it is anymore, your rest of your quarantine day. Love you guys.